Hey everybody, and welcome along to this special edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, not joined by Ronan on this edition, joined by Cian Branagan.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Excited to be here.
No, not at all, Cian. So, yeah, we're here today to talk all things KPMG Women's Irish Open and how that event has evolved. We've obviously a big announcement that we're going to unveil exclusively on this right at the very start. So we'll get cracking on that, I suppose. But I suppose before we get stuck into the golf, how are you? How is things going?
Yeah, really good. Yeah. No, everything's good. Just getting ready for the summer ahead. A lot of golf events, some other sports. But yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, everything's good.
And Forefront as a whole?
Forefront as a whole is good. It's just a good energy, good young people, good place to be. So no, everything's good.
No, it's all good. So yeah, KPMG Women's Irish Open. So the announcement, I suppose, that we're going to get stuck into and so many other angles on the event itself is you have a big player announcement.
Yes. Yeah, we do. A really big one and one that everyone's excited about. Irish golf will be excited about. Charley is going to return to the KPMG Women's Irish Open this year, and I think she's ranked third in the world at the moment. So, yeah, incredibly excited and, very grateful to have her back this year.
Already got a win under her belt this year.
She did. Yeah, she did. Yeah,
that's huge. Like because before you come in, I'm looking up against calendars and I'm looking up against schedules, and I know like a lot goes into getting these players. Like the general public know, like, oh, why isn't she not playing? Or why isn't it? Like you're going up against like a $4 million event in the States that week. So it's a massive pull. This is a huge coup for the event to get her.
Yeah, it is. As you said, we're up against it's the FM Championships in Boston. So yeah, it's hard to get some players. You know, we've a lot more coming down the line. We do have some conversations ongoing with a US player, which will be big for the event. And because we're 2 weeks before Solheim, we hopefully will get a lot of the European team. You know, similar to Wentworth did last year with the Ryder Cup. We'll hopefully get a lot of European players. But it's not as easy as it sounds. Yeah.
It's on a lot more people's. I feel anyway, the golfing general public. It's on a lot more people's golfing radar now. The KPMG Women's Irish Open. This is obviously the fifth iteration of what you've brought back to it. And I remember Dromoland very well going back then. Like I remember actually walking the 18th hole before, like on practice day, one of the practice days, and standing under a tree to the left of the fairway with you going.
I know, I remember that's the one conversation.
And we went deep. Like I was like, you should be so proud. When I seen the infrastructure, it was your first event.
Yeah.
Your background, your family ties with the car connection and JB, your granddad. Yeah. It was a huge moment.
No, it was. And actually that conversation lives long in my memory. I think I was getting quite emotional because you were mentioning my granddad. His tree was there in the middle of the 18th. And it was a tough few months to get the event up and running from everybody. So you caught me. I was quite exhausted, and you were like, "Come on, we'll have a chat." And then you started kind of mentioning all this stuff. You should be proud. And it was probably the first time I took stock and actually was proud. Of everyone's work, all the work that went into it. But it's mad to think that was
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
4.5 years ago.
4.5 years ago. Yeah, but I do remember that conversation very well. Yeah.
So from there to now, right? We've seen 2 Dromolands, we've seen 2 Carton House. This tournament is just been on an upward curve every year since. We'll get into the partners you have and how it comes together and how you've made it into such a great event. But you seem to layer more stuff onto more. Like you're taking on such a bigger workload than the year before. Yeah. You just get used to a place and now you're onto another venue, a newer venue, and then you're trying to add more in. The madness of that. It must be like, because it's the constant strive for better. What do the public want? How can we put on a bigger, better show? It really is tough.
Yeah, no, it is. Like ideally, you have the same venue every year and you kind of rinse and repeat, but that's not fair. I think our Irish Opens should be spread around the island. You know, new courses every second year or every year if they can. We've got a lot of links properties that we do showcase as our national opens, men's and women's. But yeah, it is a lot of hard work, new relationships to build with the venues, various other new partners, new councils. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. Yeah, but it is growing really well, year on year. But I think the important thing when we go back to year one was getting that right and making sure that was a success. And and building on it year on year. Yes, we have a part to play in that. Yes, KPMG as the title sponsor have a part to play in that. But, the attendance is growing as well. So it's like women's golf in general is growing. So we're kind of, on that wave, riding that wave. The event is nicely positioned there. So yeah, it's good.
There were so many parts of it when it launched first. There were so many parts of the event. Say even, I know with KPMG, Gordon Smith runs the junior KPMG Opens, right? And I remember the first year in Dromoland, and there was 2 or 3 kids teams in the Pro-Am. And to see some of them actually come through now, being elite amateurs, playing in the event as well. And it's great for you it's great for all the stakeholders. It's great for Sport Ireland, for Golf Ireland to see, KPMG to see, we've nurtured this and we've done this. How satisfying for you as an event, like you're hosting this. This is your brainchild. You brought this back to life. To see like girls like Olivia Costello, say just to point finger at one that has come up, like Leona's and all that. It was always going to be around them at the start, but it's got so much bigger.
Yeah, it has. There's 2 things I've always kind of pinpointed as the big milestones that helped, where it is now. One would be the Solheim Cup and the legacy of the Solheim Cup. I think the 2011 Solheim Cup, legacy is an easy word to put out there, and we as an island do a great job with that, and we're going to do a great job after Adair Manor with a legacy, all the works that are going in by Golf Ireland. But the actual tangible result from the 2011 Solheim Cup is what we're seeing now, which is 9 professional players on tour. If we go back 2 years ago, just slightly over 2 years ago, I think we had 2 players with tour cards, Stephanie and Leona. So I think that's one, and I think the second part is Leona, and I think she is such a, an instrumental person in Irish golf and what she's done for the sport and how many people she's inspired. So yeah, we're seeing the result of that. I mean, year 1 in Dromoland, I think we had 9 Irish players, and last year we had 16. So like that's just incredible. And you might know this, but I don't know if there's ever in a men's Irish Open or a women's Irish Open.
Not as many participants.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Like that's just incredible. So, and a lot of them are young talent, and now most of them have a card, and some of them are still in college. So it's only. I always say we've entered the golden generation of women's golf, which is just now, and I think it's incredible. So yeah,
and a lot of them. I speak to a lot of them, and I know we'll get into. You manage a couple of them as well, and doing that, but like they're so thankful. Without this tournament getting back off the ground, the KPMG Women's Irish Open, a couple of them mightn't have. They wouldn't have had the opportunity. They wouldn't have had the exposure, and then they mightn't have had the platform to actually, or the want to kick on and say, "I can do that." Because when Leona started doing her thing, it was all in America. And it was, the closest to home she would get would be the AIG Women's Open, and not many would get over to that, sort of way. And it's just so different now. Golf for young women and girls just seems so accessible. It's never been more open.
Agree. And I think Sarah Byrne always says like it's cool now. Like golf's cool. But like back when they were like 12, 13, it wasn't seen as cool. So that's always kind of resonated with me. It is cool. Like it is. But with the event, to your point on the event, it does allow Golf Ireland an opportunity to get some of the players a start in other European events. So it's huge. Not only does it get them a start in Ireland.
Yeah, it's like a bargaining chip.
Correct.
They pool starts and So like a Sarah Byrne, when she didn't have her card, might have got a Dutch Open start or a Spanish Open start in exchange for getting some of them in.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is brilliant.
And Anya as well. Even if we go down to the LET access, you can, barter, essentially, or, just work with each other as colleagues within the European golfing community to get started. So that's another key factor as well with the event as well. So
we've spoken about one person in the field. Obviously, she's one of the best players in the world, and that's nice to have something to hang it off. But it's so deeper than that when you look at, even just looking at the Irish, like you've talked about 16 players. When you have Leona coming, like all these players guaranteed, but then you have Lauren Walsh, and what she's after done. Like that's phenomenal what she's done the last year.
Incredible, yeah. And actually, sorry, just on your point on Charley, she loved the event last year. She was blown away. The spectators. So while it took while it's taken to now to announce it, it was a no-brainer, which we were very grateful about.
Why is that? What's different about this event? And that's what people in Europe, you talk to them about it, but like there's a lot of eyeballs on it.
Yeah,
and it's a different event, and we're different. We're a different breed, I suppose.
Like I think it's a subtle things. If you go back to like Dromoland, I always remember like Eamon O'Donnell was probably just like, he was the most accommodating and welcoming as a director of golf down Dromoland.
Yeah.
Like all the players knew him by name at the end of it. He was high-fiving them. He was emotionally invested in each of those players, and and same with Liam and Carton House and the team and everyone in Dromoland and Carton. There are 2 venues the last 4 years. Like, the players just feel like it's like a home from home kind of. And then you go out to the golf course and you've got 35,000 spectators. Our biggest day ever attended was 12,000 on a Saturday in Carton House. Like, that's incredible. Like, that's major championship kind of stuff on the women's games. So there's multiple factors, but it's the Irish welcoming, the crowds, and then obviously it feels, they always say what resonates every year, and the same message come true, is they say it feels like a major championship. With the setup, the hospitality, the grandstands and stuff. So many factors, but I think it's the Irishness of the Irish people and the welcoming and the crowds and stuff. Yeah,
and the kids and the next level of people being exposed to it as well. Like, they are treated like superstars, and they rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Even last year, seeing like Annabelle Dimmock coming back heavily pregnant. To come just to sign autographs. She's. Yeah. You're defending champion. She felt obliged to come back. That doesn't happen in sport that often.
No, exactly.
That people actually care.
Yeah, a genuine care, a care for the event, and the fact that she was defending champion, she realised, there's a certain responsibility for her to defend, and obviously she couldn't.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she was incredibly well received by everybody, and she's just such a nice, another really nice, authentic person. So, lots of positivity around it going into this year.
Moving into, well, I suppose on the event itself, then the award that you received the tail end of last year, winning LET Tournament of the Year, that's huge. Like, that is, how did that make you feel as a promoter?
Yeah,
to know that what you've done has actually been recognised as the best event that the Ladies European Tour put on the whole of last year.
Yeah, funny. It took me probably so. We won it in 24 and just won it again in 25. And after this year's one, it probably took me a day to settle in and kind of just take stock for everybody. But what's incredible about it is it's voted by the players. So it's the truest kind of accolade you can get. It's voted by the players as the best event. And it's just testament to everybody involved in the event. The amount of hard work from, I know it's easy to say this, but from like volunteers to partners to everybody, like, it's just there's a village there putting this show on. So while we're the promoters and we're it's like it is like our baby really in forefront. It really is. We all love it, but there's so many people involved. So just to get that. To get the tournament of the year is just incredible for all those people, all the hard work that goes in the venue and Carton House. Yeah, there's a lot of people, that go into it. So yeah, very grateful. And the year prior, the O'Meara course in Carton House won Course of the Year again. John Plummer and his team, just like a testament. He's been there, 35 years, and just even that little award is just for him was huge. Just stuff like that. So, and again, a really nice touch by the Ladies European Tour to put those awards on, because
to recognise it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
There's a lot of blood and sweat goes into the behind the scenes, so it's just to recognise
and tears,
a lot of tears. But the K Club have big boots to follow.
Yeah,
like, it's a big move. I know. Coming close, like coming from Dromoland to Carton, you're moved close to that sort of Leinster area, and I'm assuming players demand certain locations close to airports and access and stuff like that. It does rise all tides. Like, I know it's one thing, and this event has evolved so well, even prize fund wise, and trying to up that and trying to compete. Like, you're doing well to get Charley Hull up against a $4 million event. How do we do that in future? It's always an uphill battle.
Yeah.
The K Club is going to be a big part of that,
yeah.
attracting top talent from around the world.
Yeah.
How excited are you to be moving in there after like 4 successful stagings now?
Yeah, very excited. I think when we first started having conversations with the K, like the general public in Ireland know the K Club is, you know, it's probably one of the most famous golf courses in the country, Ryder Cup venue. And when we first sat down with Michael Feddeston and Paul Heary and the team there, what was really nice was it wasn't a case of we want to host the event and that was it. They're bought in, so they want to elevate the event as well from, because their brand is on the gate as well, you know, and on the posters. So they really want to, invest, the resources. They're going to put some financial investment into the experience for people coming on site. We're looking at festivalizing certain parts of the family village. So that was quite refreshing, and it's quite rare to get a venue that are also invested in elevating the event. And the K Club is it's just so well known, and we're on the South Course, which is good because we can create our own identity there. It's obviously got a great history, but I've been involved in events in the past where we've done a men's event followed by a women's event, and there's a lot of comparison that happens. And we got this last week, but this week we're only getting this, or you remove that grandstand. So we can create our own identity here on our own course, and we won't be compared to anybody. And it's got a great history. So really excited, and it's a 5-star venue with a 5-star team. So looking forward to working with them.
The field as well, Irish players that are coming along. So whittle me off some names there as to exactly who's going to be there, who people can get up close and personal with, and from an Irish point of view. From an Irish point of view, obviously Leona Maguire is going to be back. We've got Lauren Walsh, who just secured her LPGA card in dramatic fashion just before Christmas. Again, she's a client of ours. Just a lovely person and a pleasure to be around. And a local from Castle Warden down the road
exactly.
as well.
She's only
home
down
event.
The road. Yeah. So she'll have a big crowd following her, and incredible what she achieved. So there are 2 kind of LPGA stars at the moment, and Leona's kind of flown the flag for many years. So it's nice that she's got other people to help kind of shoulder that responsibility. And then elsewhere we've got a wave of talent coming through in Sarah Byrne, who had her first year on tour last year, and Anna Foster. They had a great year. They both obviously re-secured their cards. I think Sarah's got a slight injury at the moment, but she's kicking off her season soon. Anya Donegan just got her card this year, and she was off to a flyer.
First event,
off to a flyer.
Coming out the gate with 64s, you just go, whoa.
Yeah, that was incredible. But again, just what I love about the young Irish players coming through, they're just all nice people. They're all they're Irish, they're just good fun. They're great talent, obviously, but they're just nice people to be around, which will stand to them well in time, because partners and potential sponsors will realise that, and they're great ambassadors.
They're drawn to that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the proud thing about being Irish. But and then Olivia Mahaffey, and I miss Beth Coulter. I think she's going to turn pro this summer. Again, another brilliant character, very bubbly and a good talent. So I always say it's a wave of talent coming through at the moment, which is good.
And given them, not to complicate things, and we'll get into tickets and how you can get to this event and all that, but you're giving these girls a platform, not just at the KPMG Women's Irish Open. You also have the LET Access event as well. That is a lot of girls' first experience of proper high-end championship golf in Malahide.
Yeah, it is. It is we were lucky enough, Sport Ireland backed the event and last year. So it was the first year last year, first time it was staged in Malahide Golf Club with Eddie and the team there. Superb venue.
Lovely venue.
Oh my God.
27 cracking holes.
Yeah. The golf course came out a winner all week. Yeah. And everyone was joking, saying if there was awards on the LET Access, they would have got Course of the Year and Tournament of the Year. But it was just the right thing to do. If you look at the men's game again, I don't mean to compare, but there's a Challenge Tour, which is essentially a feeder tour to the DP World Tour, and they have an Irish Challenge event, and then they've got the Men's Irish Open. So Sport Ireland obviously bought into that and are well aware. So it was great to be able to bring that onto the calendar last year. This year is going to be staged from the 29th to the 31st of July in Malahide. But again, I think we had 12 Irish in the field last year, and all of them getting their kind of first professional debut, which is just what a springboard, what a platform for them to kind of kick on. And Anya did, obviously, as we saw. So a really important event and part of the women's golf journey here in Ireland now.
If you go back 4 or 5 years, did you think this was possible? Even when you had all of the, when we were having that conversation, walking up and you were looking, because it was a big KPMG stand that got bigger every year after the hospitality. Did you think, looking, what was the 5-year plan on this? Surely you've outdone that.
I think I was lucky, probably Roddy Carr, who's a director in our company, and my uncle had kind of been through it before, and you know Roddy very well, been in golf for 50 years. he was kind of guiding us. But his, it was a positive message, but it was probably scary going into the first year. It was, you know, the first year has to be a success, otherwise it doesn't go to year 2. It will fall away. It won't go to year 2, year 3, year 4. So going into year 1, it was very much just making sure that was a success, and it was. 25,000, sun was shining. Leona finished 4th. Incredible staging by Dromoland, by Forefront, by KPMG, all the partners. Just a really, really good year to kick on. When I was speaking to you at the time, probably not. I think that was the Tuesday or Wednesday. I was thinking, I don't know if I get through the next couple of days. Probably sounds a bit dramatic, but these things are, you know,
it's taxing.
They are huge. Like you're in fight or flight everybody is. Like even the partners, it's running around. It's, you know, it's controlled chaos really. But no, was it part of the strategy? I could sit here and say, you know, yeah, we had a plan. We knew we were going to be, you know, the biggest event on the LET, but we didn't, because, you know, you don't know. Year 1 has to be a success, and Roddy was 100% right. But as we've grown momentum now, and some of the stats, the year-on-year growth is just incredible. And now we can look and say, okay, our bar is going to be one day an LPGA co-sanction. Like, we can say that safely now because we've proven it in 4 or 5 years. But during year 1, probably not. No, it was a daunting look ahead, really.
And is that is the, like, looking into the future? Where can this grow to? How big can this event be?
Yeah, like,
is that co-sanction status? That's what you really want.
Yeah, I mean, like we've got you know, a blue chip company like KPMG on the door. Like, you know, it's incredible. I remember when I got the phone call, you know, it was back and forth, but really looking back, like, they were always going to partner the event. They're so big in the space, you know, globally, you know, sports globally. Yeah. They're ambassadors here in Ireland. Their investment in women's sports in Ireland is huge. So looking back, you know, it was a given they were going to come on. I didn't know that at the time, but you know, with KPMG, you know, as the title partner, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a global, you know, blue chip brand. So yes, it is. It's part of a 3-5 year strategy. What we're probably it's a big investment to get there. Yeah. Everyone has to step up, you know, all partners, ourselves, venues, everyone has to contribute more because there's a minimum purse on the LPGA. But absolutely, I mean, with the, you know, rumours of a women's AIG coming to town, like, that will only help us. That's going to complement, as you said, you know, the high tide rises all boats. So yeah, it will be. Hopefully in the next kind of 3 or 5 years, we can look at a co-sanction with the LPGA.
It must be easier now going into a room of stakeholders and ministers and fighting your cause for women's golf, for the KPMG Women's Irish Open, because when you were doing that 2, 3, 4 years ago, all eyes are on Adair Manor, all eyes are on the K Club hosting the Irish Open and like a possible Open Championship coming to this island, and government giving backing for that. So, like, there's only so much money to go around that these people will put into one sport. Yeah. And it was very lopsided towards the men's game. Yep. It must be satisfying now to know we actually have something now that can attract our fair share of eyeballs, of sponsorship money, and of support that it needs to grow. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And it's our job as the promoters, as you mentioned there, like, that's our job. Like, we have to give an ROI back to people. So we have to increase the playing field every year. Like, we can't just sit there and, you know, have the same field year on year and not try get the biggest talent. You know, we have to see the media going up. We have to see the TV exposure. So going into those rooms now with the metrics going up is great. But also, I just think women's golf in general is doing that for the sport as well, you know, with the talent that's coming through. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, exciting conversations. You know, personally, I'd love to see a Solheim Cup come back, you know, in time. I think it's in.
Do you think that's possible?
Oh, I'd love to say, yeah. I'd love to say it would be. It's about getting the right people bought in and the right vision behind it. You know, I already know there's a handful of venues that would stage it, and I would love to stage it. But yeah, I'd like to think so. I think it would make sense after a 2027 Ryder Cup. It would be the next step. And I think, you know, you could potentially have a lot of Irish people on that team, potentially with an Irish captain, who knows. Yeah. But
there's a lot of seeds being planted here.
Yeah, sorry. This is a pipe dream. It's
no, I love it.
This is me dreaming. But who knows? I mean, we're the leader, you know, in women's golf in Europe right now through our events and through our talent that's come through. So again, that's just me saying that, but I just think that the sport, the women's game in general, is doing the talking, and part of that talking is, dreaming big, like Solheim Cups. Yeah, absolutely. And LPGA co-sanctioned events for a KPMG Women's Irish Open. Yep.
Like any sport, a massive part of a successful sporting event is bums on seats, actually getting people on site to take time out of their schedule. I know initially there was scheduling problems and it was wrong time for attracting people in and attracting players in, and it was difficult. Now we're at a place where end of August, just before kids go back to school, nice festival time, hopefully good weather. The importance of people actually buying tickets, be it for yourself or a gift for someone, or looking at it as a family weekend out, is huge for the success and the growth of this event, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, it really is. It's in multiple ways. You know, KPMG's motto is inspiring the future, and this event has done that since day one with the talent. The women's events are very different to the men's in the sense of you can get up close, you can really, you know, autographs, kids can get access to the players, and you know, it's a really special event. It's a family event, which we're really proud of. We've kind of, first year, we probably didn't, you know, wasn't at the core. It was kind of, let's get it up and let's get the golf event going. And then year two, we kind of realized, wow, the demographics are families and kids, and it was, you know, 30% kids and females, and you know, it was really, really strong. So the event has really kind of taken that, and you know, we create a beautiful family village with activations and stages and music going. The one day that sticks out in my mind was Saturday in Carton House 2 years ago, and it was like 24 degrees, and there was just kids everywhere. There was people having drinks and, you know, just really enjoying themselves. And the ice cream guy said he sold something like 4,000 ice creams that day. So like, but just shows you, like, there's kids with face paint everywhere. It really is. It's inspiring the next generation, and it's what needs to be done. So it's a great day out, and I'd really encourage everyone to come. A lot of people think golf events is just, but I'm not into golf and it's quiet and you have to walk around. That's far from the case, especially with this event. This is a case of, you know, there's multiple food offerings, there's activations, you know, it's a day out for the family, and I'd love as many people to experience that as possible, you know. So yeah, it's a family day out, and we're really proud. That's, you know, on the Saturday we've a family day, and on the Friday we've a playing pink day. So it's, you know, they're 2 big days for us, and then we see that coming through the gates, and let's get as many people there as we can.
We're heavily involved, obviously, in the playing pink side of things here at Irish Golfer as well, with John and the team. Having a charity partner that is so intrinsically linked into so many people in this country is big for the event as well.
Yeah, it is, and there's just so many synergies between the event and the charity. You know, I don't know how many events they stage around. It's like,
I think it's 230 events a year now. It's up to
200. Like, that's incredible. 230 playing pink golf days around the country is incredible. And, you know, we're one event that can partner with them and try and amplify the message and raise some money for a good cause. I haven't said it to John yet, but we're hopeful, like, we can do a new activation this year around a pink hole, you know, and have everything in pink and raise money on that specific hole. That would be really cool to do that. And Amgen are a great supporter of the charity as well, and they come on board and help them quite a lot. So it's really, really just a great partner to have, and always has been. I think they were there back in 2008, from 2008 to 2012. So it was really, it wasn't even a choice. It was just a perfect fit from day one, really. And the team there are great. So, and you guys are doing a great job with them as well. So long may it continue and raise some good money.
Nothing to do with me. All the team. I'm a passenger in all this, Cian. So is there anything else you really want to get across to people on the importance of getting out to this event, and how important it is to just attend, give it, like, there's so many different, for me, say, working in golf and looking at this calendar coming up, you're in around, like, you know, you've Lahinch for the Walker Cup, you've the Irish Open in Doonbeg, you've this KPMG Women's Irish Open, all happening in such close proximity, and in the lead up to the Solheim Cup on the women's side. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I would be obviously biased here and say, you know, what's going on at the K Club's going to be a lot better than the rest, but
and easier to get to.
Yeah, easier to get to. Yeah, it won't take you 4 hours depending on where you're coming from. But no, look, the K Club's an incredible venue, and we're gonna shine the light on it for that week that we have scheduling. scheduling nowadays is just tough. There's just so many, events, in Ireland and globally every week. So we've a really nice week there. Kids go back to school the week after. So it's a perfect, we were in this week 2 years ago, and it was great. It was just families and kids. But I just think, like, for people who may not have been to a golf event before, honestly, just come out and experience it. It's incredible. It's not what you think. It's a day out. It's kind of like a taste festival meets sports meets the kids activations everywhere. So it's a fun day out, and one we're excited for come August.
It's so relatable as well. I always find covering women's events and Inside the Ropes that they hit shots that you can actually relate to, that you can see, and you understand the high skill level. It's not a circus like the men's game, it's totally unattainable. You can actually get close to these women, see exactly how they plot their way around the golf course, and see the shots they're playing and go, I can actually do that.
Yeah.
So you can learn a lot from it.
It's funny, like, I've been working in the women's game since I was like 16, and that is always the one message that men say to me. That's what they translate, especially, is, wow, I can relate to that. So, like, it's not like a far-fetched, the swing speeds nowadays, I don't know, but like outrageous kind of something that's far-fetched. It's relatable, it's accessible, it's viewable. So it is a different experience.
No, I think that's it, Cian.
Yeah,
I think we've hit on everything. I can't get it across strongly enough as to the importance of getting tickets. If you want access to one of the best golf courses in the country on a setup that's been recognised as the best LET setup across the last 2 years, with the like of Charley, Hull, Leona, Maguire, Lauren Walsh, the list just goes on. And that's before we add in any of the European talent that's come on. Yeah. You have to get and attend this event. Keep it alive, keep it going, keep the growth of this tournament going in one way. You will get so much value for money buying a ticket for this event. Agree.
And many more players to be announced in the coming months, hopefully. But KPMG Women's Irish Open.ie. There's corporate packages there for companies that want to bring out clients or staff. There's day passes and weekend passes. So there's many options there.
Right, perfect. We'll park it there. Cian, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in. Best of luck with everything with the KPMG Women's Irish Open into the future, and players and forefront and what you're doing and that, and Emer, and the full team you have there behind you as well, Emer McManus. So fair play to you, and long may it continue.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Bye-bye.